Okay, in today's video, we are going to cover chapter 6 summary. So let's start. Chapter 6 Work to Learn, Don't Work for Money. Chapter summary. Robert was interviewed a few years ago in Singapore by a journalist who, over the course of their conversation, revealed that she wanted to become a bestseller author, selling author like him. But her novels, which everyone else said were excellent, never went anywhere. Robert suggested that she take a course in sales training. That offended the reporter, who said she had a master's in English literature and didn't see how learning to sell would help her. In fact, she hated salespeople. When Robert pointed out that he is a best selling author, not a best writing author, she replied she would never stoop as low, so low as to learn to sell, and left the interview. There are talented people all around who struggle financially, just like that reporter. In the words of one business consultant, they are one skill away from greatness. What that means is too many of us specialize. If we would learn and master just one more skill, our income would jump exponentially. When it comes to money, the only skill most people know is to work hard. If that reporter took some courses in ad copywriting as well as sales, then she got a job at an advertising agency. She would learn how to get millions in free publicity, a skill she could put to use, turning her next novel into a bestseller. When Robert came out with his first book, If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School, a publisher suggested he change the title to economic education, but Robert knew that title wouldn't sell. Even though he is pro education, he chose a title that was controversial because he knew it would get him on more TV and radio shows, and it worked. When he graduated from the US Merchant Marine Academy in 1969, he was hired as a third mate on a standard oil tanker fleet. The pay was okay, but it came with 5 months of vacation a year. It couldn't could have been a good career, but after 6 months, Robert quit to join the Marine Corps and learn how to fly rather than specialize. So as so many do, including Poor Dad, Robert sought out new skills. Rich Dad encouraged that, telling him to learn a little about a lot. That's why Robert and his friend Mike had worked so many jobs growing up to gain a variety of experiences. Poor Dad didn't understand the decision to leave the standard oil job. He thought Robert had gone to school to become a ship's officer. But what Rich Dad knew was that Robert went to school to learn about international trade, and he joined the Marine Corps to learn how to lead troops. That leadership skill would serve him well in whatever business lay ahead. In 1973, Robert resigned his commission and took a job at Xerox in sales, even though he was a shy person. In fact, it was because he was a shy person that he took the job. Xerox had one of the best sales training program in the country, and there Robert overcome his fear of knocking on doors and being rejected. When he became one of the consistently highest producing salespeople there, he left. Robert launched his first company in 1977, selling wallets manufactured in the Far East and shipped to a York warehouse. It was time to test his wings. Today, he still does business internationally. Most people work hard to get a secure job, focusing on pay and benefits in the short term. What they should do is seek work that will teach them the skills they will need. Are people looking to where they are headed, or just until their next paychecks? In this book, The Retirement Myth, Craig S. Carwell writes on the many challenges awaiting most people in retirement and the frightening picture of what most people's reality will be. Robert recommended a long view. Instead of simply working for money and security, take a second job to learn a second skill. Many will resist this because they are not ready for change, but it's like going to gym. You might have to talk yourself into starting, but you will be so glad you did when the workout is over. If you are unwilling to work to learn something new and instead Insist on becoming highly specified within your field. Make sure the company you work for is unionized. Your specialized skills may be useless outside your field otherwise. Robert asked his students how many of them can make a better hamburger than McDonald's. Most raised their hands, but the reason McDonald's is making millions and they are not is because McDonald's is excellent at business system. The world is full of talented poor people. They must take the time to learn more skills like McDonald's business system to succeed. Poor dad wanted Robert to become specialized even though that didn't work out well in his own life. He never understood that the more specialized you become, the more you are trapped in and dependent on that specialty. Rich dad, on the other hand, encouraged Mike and Robert to groom themselves and learn about a lot of different areas of business. For the World War II generation, it was considered bad to skip from company to company. Today, it is considered smart. It enables you to learn more and will pay dividends in the long run. The main management skill needed for success are management of cash flow, management of systems, and management of people. And the most important specialized skills are sales and marketing. Communication skills such as writing, speaking, negotiating are crucial to a life of success. These are skills Robert works on constantly, attending courses or buying educational resources to expand his knowledge. The skills of selling and marketing are difficult for most people primarily due to their fear of rejection. The better you are at communicating, negotiating, and handling your fear of rejection, the easier life is. Being technically specialized has its strength and weakness. People in this category must expand their communication skills. We all must tell to be good teachers as well as good students. To be truly rich, we must be able to give as well as receive. Teaching was one of the ways both rich dad and poor dad gave to others. But rich dad also gave money to his church and to charity and to his foundation. He knew that to receive money he also had to give it. Poor dad always said he had give money if he had extra. But he never had that extra. Rather than give and you shall receive, he believed in receive and then you give. Robert became both dads, both a hardcore capitalist who loves the game of making money and socially responsible teacher who is deeply concerned with this ever widening gap between haves and have nots. He holds the archaic education system primarily responsible for this growing gap. Here we have completed our summary of chapter 6. Thanks for watching.